Գլենդելի կենտրոնում քաղաքապետարանի հետ համատեղ իրականացվում է պատմական մի նախագիծ՝ հայ-ամերիկյան թանգարան, 8000 քառակուսի մետր տարածքով, իր տեսակի մեջ եզակի և յուրօրինակ ճարտարապետական լուծումներով։ Թանգարանի նախագծի հեղինակն է Ալաչաջան են Մարքուսի ճարտարապետական հաստատությունը։ Օգոստոսի 14-ին Գլենդելի քաղաքապետարանը վավերացրեց հայ-ամերիկյան թանգարան նախագծի համաձայնագիրը, իսկ օգոստոսի 15-ին Հարվարդի կենտրոնական գրադարանում տեղի ունեցավ մամլո ասուլիս քաղաքապետի և քաղաքային խորհրդի անդամների մասնակցությամբ։
Մի քիչ առաջ տեղ ունեցավ այսպես պաշտոնական ստորագրությունը, վավերացումը այն պայմանագրի, որը կնքվեց 3 պաշտոնապես Գլենդելի քաղաքային խորհրդի, հետևաբար քաղաքային իշխանության և հայ-ամերիկյան թանգարանի հանձնախմբի միջև, ըստ որի վերջնական պայմանները համաձայնեցվեցին և վերջին խոչընդոտը հաղթահարվեց հայ-ամերիկյան թանգարանի ստեղծման ճանապարհին։ Սկսվելու է մի նոր փուլ, շատ բարդ փուլ, դա ֆինանսների հայթայթման փուլն է, սակայն այն արժեքը, որը մենք բոլորս միասին կարողանալու ենք ստեղծել արդյունքում, արժի այդ ջանքերը, քանի որ ունենալու ենք մի հիանալի մշակութային օջախ, մի հիանալի մշակութային թանգարան, որի միջոցով ոչ միայն մեր երեխաներին ենք կարողանալու միշտ կապված պահել մեր մշակույթի, մեր պատմության, Ամերիկայում մեր գտնվելու պատմության հետ, այլ նաև իհարկե ոչ հայերին, որը ավելի կարևոր է, ոչ հայերին կարողանալու ենք ավելի մատչելի դարձնել մեր ով լինելը, մեր պատմությունը, մեր ներկայությունը Միացյալ Նահանգներում, մեր ներդրումը Միացյալ Նահանգներում, այն դժվարությունները, որոնք մենք հաղթահարել ենք, ինչպես ենք այստեղ հայտնվել, ինչու ենք այստեղ հայտնվել, ինչ հույսեր ունենք, ինչ հույզեր ունենք և ինչ ուղղությամբ ենք ուզում ենք շարժվել։
Այսօր շատ պատմական օր է, որտեղ ստորագրեցինք, ինչպես ասած, ցերեմոնիալ պայմանագիրը Գլենդել քաղաքապետարանի եւ հայկական թանգարանի մեջ եւ շատ ուրախ ենք, որ արդեն այս գործը առաջ գնաց եւ մենք շուտով սպասում ենք, որ հույսով առաջիկա տարիներում մենք կարողանանք կառուցենք այս թանգարանը, որ եւս մեկ ավելի մեծ, ինչպես ասած, շենք Cultural Center, մշակութային կենտրոն մենք ստեղծենք Գլենդել քաղաքում։
Բարև, ես Ara Najarianն եմ, Glendale City Council, ասի ուրախ օրմն է գրադարանի մեջ, որ ազբադոհանից դուրս քանի տարից հետո մենք պիտի տեսնենք մեր նոր թանգարան, Armenian American Museum։ Այսօր մենք բոլորս հավաքել ենք, որ այս պայմանագիր օրտախություն պայմանագիր ստորագրեցինք Glendale քաղաքապետարանից կողմեն եւ համայնքի մյուզեումի անդամներուն հետ, ասի մեծ քայլ է, վերջին քայլ չէ, շատ ավելորդ քայլեր ունենք, բայց մեծ քայլ է, որ այս ծրագիրը, այս սիրուն շենքը թանգարանը առաջ տանենք։ Ինչպես ասենք, պատրաստեք համայնք, որ մենք ցեզ օգնություն պետք է ամիսներուն, տարիներուց հետո, որ միասին միանանք եւ այս սիրուն թանգարանը իրական, մեր երազը իրական դառնա։
Օգոստոսի 22-ին Գլենդելի Adult Recreation կենտրոնում հայ-ամերիկյան թանգարանի կազմակերպած միջոցառման ժամանակ հանձնախումբը իր երախտագիտությունը հայտնեց համենքի ճանաչված գործարարներին, որոնք իրենց նվիրատվություններով արդեն սատար են կանգնել պատմական հայ-ամերիկյան թանգարանի կառուցման գործընթացին։
We are here today primarily to say thank you, and I will explain that part in a few minutes. We are pleased on behalf of the Governing Board of Trustees of the Armenian American Museum and Cultural Center of California to welcome you to this reception for our Founders Circle members. We have several of our governing board members here. We have the 3 co-chairs of the museum here. The 4th co-chair is out of town, but wanted to acknowledge our co-chairs, Archbishop of the Western Diocese, Primate Zareh, Archbishop Musher Mardirosyan, prelate of the Western Prelacy Armenian Apostolic Church. We have Reverend Berdj of the Armenian Evangelical Union of North America. I apologize. And we have representatives of the various charitable and social and service organizations in the community that serve on the organization. From the Armenian General Benevolent Union, Talin Yakubian is here. We have from the Armenian Cultural Foundation, Avedik Yazmirian. From the Armenian Missionary Association of America, Dr. Nazareh Tarakjan. From the North Serunt Armenian Foundation, we have Mr. Gabriel Moloyan. From the Noror Foundation, we have Mr. Kevor Krikorian. And let me see, have I missed somebody else that is here with us from one of the organizations? We have also the Armenian Relief Society and the Armenian Catholic Paula, but they are not in attendance today as organizations that have their board members on there, but they are organizations on the Board of Trustees. So the Board of Trustees is 10 organizations that have been in the United States, established for some of them for more than 100 years, but most of them in that vicinity. Some of them are going to be celebrating their 100th anniversary this year, and others have already celebrated their 100th anniversary. So it's the Armenian American Museum and Cultural Center consists of 10 organizations that have deep roots in this country and in the Armenian community. We are going to do the program in the following way. I'm going to ask an elected official from the State Assembly for her to come up and say a few remarks. She was on the City Council when the City Council began this process with us and established the exclusive negotiating agreement. And since then, she went on to become the Assemblywoman for our area. She has a flight to catch, so we're going to have her come up, and then I'll come back and say a few more introductions and say thank yous and invite the mayor of our city and the council members to say some remarks. Assemblywoman Laura Friedman.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and I am sorry that I have to run off. I'm catching the last flight out in about 2 hours. It's our last week of session, but I wanted to be here. So I flew in last night for 2 reasons. First, I'm very proud my daughter started kindergarten this morning. So it's kind of a big day in my family, a little emotional, but it's a big day. And secondly, for this, since we first started talking about this project on the Glendale City Council several years ago, it's something that I've been incredibly excited to support. This is going to be Glendale's first major museum. It's going to be our cultural center. And I will tell you that I often get asked when I'm in Sacramento, they'll say, Glendale, aren't there a lot of Armenian Americans in Glendale? What's that about? How did that happen? And where did they come from? It's time that we can answer them with an incredible world-class museum and show them about the contributions of the Armenian American community, about the history of the Armenian people, and make that institution part of the cultural fabric of all of Los Angeles and California. Now, I've had very little to do with this. I've been able to vote for it and support it, but I want to acknowledge and thank those of you here and elsewhere who have sweated and bled for years for this project. It's because of your donations, your work, your time, your energy, your perseverance, your determination that this is now becoming a reality. So congratulations to all of you. I've never given a certificate of recognition about a ground lease agreement, but I think that this is very, very special, and I'm presenting it to whoever wants to accept it on behalf of the museum. Congratulations, and I can't wait to be here for the groundbreaking.
Thank you, Assemblywoman. I'm going to give a precursor. We're going to be back to the state of California and asking them to continue helping us. We thank the state of California, especially the leadership that Assemblyman Ara Najarian has demonstrated in securing the first $1 million grant from the state of California, and we have the Assemblyman's representative here. Thank you for coming. And the state senator for this area, who has been a tremendous champion for the Armenian American Museum, who augmented the 1 million with an additional $3 million contribution from a grant from the state of California, Senator Anthony Portantino. I'm going to invite his assistant staff, Ara, to present also a plaque to us, and then we'll continue the presentation. Come forward.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be amongst you all today. Senator Portantino wishes he could be here in person, but he is up in Sacramento and he sends his best. I'd like to congratulate the Armenian American Museum Governing Board and the City of Glendale. It's been a long road, but we are so happy to be in this new phase of the project. On behalf of the Senator, I'd like to present the Armenian American Museum Governing Board with a certificate of recognition. Congratulations on the successful lease agreement, and we look forward to the next phase of the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Ara.
International Families Association is a non-profit organization. Կազմակերպություն, որ տարիներ շարունակ ծառայում է ի նպաստ ցածր եկամուտ ունեցող ընտանիքների։ Յուրաքանչյուր երկուշաբթի եւ չորեքշաբթի օրերին կեսօրից հետո ժամը 2-ից 5-ը տրամադրվում է անվճար ուտելիք եւ այլ ապրանքներ։ Ընդունվում է ամեն տեսակի հովանավորություն։ Մանրամասների համար զանգահարել 818 770 0779 հեռախոսահամարով։
Okay, so we have a couple more presentations. We will make those a little later. Why are we here today? We are here today to say thank you. To say thank you to you for believing in this project, for stepping forward when we didn't even have a ground lease for this museum, when we didn't even have an approval of the design of the museum, when we were still unsure what will come in the future. You stepped forward. You are the founding circle members. You pledged and already contributed the good portion, if not all of the $10,000 that you have pledged. We thank you, and let's have a big hand of applause to all of the founding circle members. But we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Glendale City Council. The Glendale City Council took the bold step of trusting us and in saying we want to have a world-class museum in our city. We want to be part of building the legacy for the future generation of Glendalians, Southern Californians, and residents of the United States and the world to come to our city and learn about the Armenian experience, the Armenian American community, to learn about the Armenian culture, and why not, to learn about the culture of other ethnic groups and nationalities that live in Southern California, so that we can all together create a better society and speak out against injustice. So I'm going to invite the mayor of our city for taking the lead, since he is the mayor of the city. And he will in turn introduce his colleagues and invite them to join him. Mayor Zareh Sinanyan.
Thank you, Berdj. Good evening, everyone. And you know, the mayorship in Glendale is actually an annual thing. So someone else was a mayor last year, someone else will be mayor next year. I was fortunate enough to be chosen by my colleagues early on to be the liaison from City Council to the museum committee, and had closer interactions with the committee and really observed the process develop and for us to reach this point. And the role of the City Council has obviously been immense. Let's remember that the vote last Tuesday was unanimous, and I have 4 of the 5 individuals that voted for this lease. And they are Ara Najarian, Paula, Devine, Vartan, Karapetian, and Berdj, who is not with us today. I also want to mention our staff who worked tirelessly to make this lease a reality. And I see at least 2 of them. If I'm missing anyone, let me know. But we have our assistant city manager, Rubik Golanyan, and we have With our economic development department, we have Darlene Sanchez, who was, I think, she was the actually key person from the city of Glendale negotiating and going back and forth on this pretty sophisticated and complicated process. Much has been said about the museum. You heard a lot today. If you were at the press conference last Wednesday, you heard more last Wednesday, but it truly is a place where we can have not just Armenians, Armenian Americans, our children who are perhaps less familiar with our legacy in the United States, but more importantly, non-Armenians who don't know much about the Armenian American presence in the United States. It gives them the exposure, gives them the knowledge, gives us the possibility to introduce ourselves to our fellow Americans and accentuate how much we've done for this country, how much we love this country, how dearly we hold it, and what great promise we hold as part of this society. So I want to thank the community. I want to thank the museum committee. I want to thank each and every one of you for your contributions, whether you've made them already or you're going to make them very shortly after today, and I'm sure you are, because without your support, this museum clearly cannot become a reality. So thank you very much, and I want to ask my colleagues to come up and hopefully say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. To all of you, I want to say congratulations for taking this across the line, for making this a reality. The lease has been signed. You can look over to your right and see the exact spot where that beautiful museum, cultural center is going to be, gloriously standing. I would like to say that today I received a phone call from a non-Armenian, and he said to me, "Paula, thank you for getting that ordinance, for working with your colleagues to get that museum started." So it is not just the Armenian community that is behind this museum, that is supporting this museum, but it is a non-Armenian community as well. I look forward to going to this museum, to seeing the different exhibits. This community has been, the Armenian community has been such an important part of Glendale for so long. Such wonderful contributors, as you can see right up here. We have 3 good examples of that. But it's very important that this Armenian American Cultural Center be a place that our entire community can enjoy, can learn from, and can bring friends from all over to see what Glendale and this community is all about. So congratulations, and I'm so proud to be a part of this. I can't even put it into words. But thanks to staff, thanks to all of the committees, the committee members that were involved. Good job. You stuck with it. It took a lot of tenacity, and we all appreciate it. So let's just enjoy this beautiful evening and celebrate this wonderful accomplishment. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody, and it is a great evening. When you think back 9 years ago, this museum wasn't even a dream in our heads. Let's go back 7 years, 6 years. We were dreaming of putting a genocide monument across from Glendale College. And look how far we've come. It hasn't been easy. This is fun. We have wine and we're singing praises. Hasn't been easy. I remember about 5 years ago with some of my colleagues sitting before the Royal Canyon Homeowners Association annual meeting, and they were concerned that this museum was going to go right across from Glendale College, and they weren't very happy about it. To the credit of the museum committee, the board, we found a much better location. So out of if one, what do they say? When one door closes, another one opens. So it's absolutely wonderful that it happened. Hasn't been easy with the city council, and let me tell you, I I've been elected by the city of Glendale. Of course, I'm Armenian to the bone, but part of my job was to make sure that the terms of this agreement were absolutely fair to the residents of the city. And again, credit to the museum committee for doing such great outreach. And I forget how many meetings we've had here and how many meetings Berdj was having with the different groups to get them on board and truly let them realize what a benefit a museum is. But let me tell you what really makes me the happiest. Aside from having the physical structure of a museum, this museum has become a vehicle that is bringing the Armenian community together. The prelacy, the diocese, the Catholic Church, the Evangelical Union, all the cultural organizations are together, pulling for something, not the genocide. The genocide is easy to pull together for, but for a building that's going to celebrate our Armenian culture. And if this museum does nothing else, it has brought our community together. Look around. I mean, look at your neighbors. Look at the people here. How many events do we have anywhere where we have this collection of the Armenian community, the leaders, all pulling for the same goal, and that is to preserve our culture, our art, our language for decades and hopefully a century or more to come. So to me, that's what really makes me happy, is that this has brought us together, and I hope this bodes well for our community for the decades to come, that we will work together, because that is our strength. Not one organization could have had this done. If it was only the prelacy, or if it was only the ANC or the AGBU, that we would not be here today. But it was through the collective strength and unity that we're getting this done, and this will be a success because we're working together. And that's what really makes me feel good today about this evening. So thank you, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. Isn't this a beautiful venue? Yes. It will be even more beautiful when the museum is built. I promise you that much. First, I'd like to thank all of you for being here today, and it was mentioned to be the seed money for this museum, to be involved from the beginning before when the lease was signed. And I want to thank our staff, because this has been a long process. I remember over 4 years ago that we were meeting in a secret, not a secret. We were meeting with Berdj and many other people, talking about this idea as to how can we get this together, how can we pull this together. And we worked hard. Council worked hard, staff worked hard, and most importantly, the museum committee worked hard. This is, for me, it was an easy process, because the end goal was a goal for the entire community. This museum is for this community, for many generations to come. It has already put Glendale on the map, because we have only one museum in Glendale, and it's in Forest Lawn, not including Museum of Neon Arts, but a real full-blown museum, and it's in Forest Lawn. And I only visited that once. This is in an area that many people will come and visit and appreciate the Armenian American and the contributions that we made to City of Glendale and to this great country. And this tops it all, because this is something that will be here for many, many generations to enjoy and learn about the Armenian American culture, the Armenian American history, and what we contributed to the United States and to the world. And for that, I want to thank you all. And this is a night that we start the conversation about funding and more donations. Donate often and donate high. Thank you very much.
Thank you, council members. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, the staff of the City of Glendale.
International Families Association is a non-profit organization. Կազմակերպություն, որ տարիներ շարունակ ծառայում է ի նպաստ ցածր եկամուտ ունեցող ընտանիքների։ Յուրաքանչյուր երկուշաբթի եւ չորեքշաբթի օրերին կեսօրից հետո ժամը 2-ից 5 տրամադրվում է անվճար ուտելիք եւ այլ ապրանքներ։ Ընդունվում է ամեն տեսակի հովանավորություն։ Մանրամասների համար զանգահարել 818 770 0779 հեռախոսահամարով։